Have you ever heard about focaccia barese? Let's do it together. This is a typical Italian focaccia from the south, and it's particularly good because it's made with potatoes. As always, ingredients are flour, potatoes, yeast, water, malt. You don't have to have it, you can substitute it with flour. And you start adding malt indeed, yeast and potatoes. Then you start your stand mixer at its minimum speed. Then it's time to pour your water. It has to be a very cold water, but just make sure you save a bit of it because you want to use it later when we add salt. And in fact, after about 5 minutes, this is what we are going to add, salt. You can put it all together, no worries with that, and then you use a bit of your water in order to ease the absorption of the salt. Then increase the speed of your stand mixer and let it go for about 12-15 minutes, it depends on your stand mixer. Then you stop the mixer, you check how is the status of the dough with wet hands. You will probably notice that the dough is still sticky, but that's fine because what we are going to do now is a 15 minutes break. This is the so-called stop and go technique, and in order to avoid that the dough during this period of time goes dry, you want to use a kitchen towel that is wet but not dripping to cover the dough, exactly as I am doing here. After 15 minutes we uncover the dough, we start again the kneading mixer at a very minimum speed, and what we want to achieve as the dough goes all around the hook. You then open the stand mixer, and if the dough is sticking to the dough hook, then it means that your dough is ready and the gluten mesh is properly created. And you move on your countertop where you prepare the dough ball. This is your focaccia dough ready to go into a proofing container where it has to proof until it doubles or even triples. You can proof this focaccia dough in your fridge, and it will take about 14 to 18 hours to be ready for the next phase. This is your focaccia dough after the proofing period. You take your nice pan, you put some oil in it, make sure you spread it everywhere, and then you are ready to move the focaccia dough into the pan. And now you have to make sure that you stretch it until it reaches the borders of the pan. Next step is to add some cherry tomatoes plus black olives that you prepared before with a bit of oil, and also in this case make sure that you cover the entire pan. Now you need to start one more proofing, and my suggestion is to take your pan, go into the oven, turn on the oven without the heating and let it rest for 1 hour and a half or even 2 hours. Also in this case you want the dough to almost double in the pan this time. After the second proofing, turn on the oven at 230 Celsius degrees, and once it's ready, put again the focaccia dough in it and let it bake for 12-14 minutes depending on your oven. And voila, this is your focaccia after it's baked. It looks just amazing. Let's go to the cut.